Hi everybody, thanks for joining me. I am going to be talking about a new palette today. Actually, it's a palette I've talked about before, talked about this in the Nordstrom Sale Beauty Finds video, and it's from LORAC. It's called the Refined Romance Eye and Cheek Palette. I got this palette for 18 bucks in that Nordstrom Sale, and I believe that's still going on for like another week or so, maybe a little less than a week now. So check it out. It's an eye and cheek palette. All of the quality you would expect from LORAC and their eyeshadows is right here with some deep burgundies, gold, taupe, awesome rosy beige color in here, your shimmery white, and then you have a couple of highlight options and a blush that's really nicely pigmented too. The mirror is here, cute packaging on the outside. So it's been an awesome little find to get a LORAC palette like this for 18 bucks, exclusive to Nordstrom. Very, very pleased with it. And in this time between my Nordstrom video and now, I have heard from so many people who have purchased this too, and they're like, I love it, I want to see a tutorial. And I'm going to be using one of my favorite shade combos in the look, which involves the gold and the burgundy. And it's just, I think, so pretty. Very fall-like too, if you're into that. And I'll show you the cheek and the lip also. I'm going to use my Milani eyeshadow primer and just get a teeny bit out. Really doesn't take much of this product. And take it all over the lid, into the crease, and dab it right up underneath your brow. I'm going to get a little bit of light crease color going. There is a gorgeous shade in here. It's kind of like a rosy beige and it's matte. I'm using my Sigma E25 brush, and you can see this is a shade that for just a really subtle day, like this could make just the greatest natural little hint of a crease. And then it's also nice, as you'll see later in this look, for blending out the edge of darker colors. So I just kind of wanted to show you the two ways that I find this color most useful. So just starting out in the crease. Next, for my underbrow highlight, there is this light shimmery white, and it is very bright. So you really want to tap off the excess there to avoid getting too big of a, you know, frosty white look. Then all over the lid, I'm going to use this shimmery gold. It's a great gold. Love this. I am using my Sonia Kashuk small shadow brush, and we're just going to pat this all over the lid. We'll overlap a little bit with a brightening shade there around the inner corner, but yeah, just really carry this all the way across the lid. And to brighten up that inner corner, I am just going to take that lightest shade. Any small brush that you have will work well here, and just kind of take it right around the tear duct. And it's so, so brightening. I feel like this look is all composed of my favorite shades in the palette, because we're gonna go to another favorite, which is this beautiful matte burgundy color. Surprisingly, this is not a shade that I've seen in like my other LORAC Pro palettes, and I'd expect I would, just because I think these kinds of tones are really popular on the eyes, but it's great to see it in this palette. And I'm patting that on the outer part of my lid. And you notice I build up shades pretty slowly. Like, I don't go full on with the fullest amount of color right at the get-go, because then you just end up battling with more fallout. And you know, it's easier to add than it is to take away. Everybody says that, but it's true. Now, as you can see, I'm overlapping the gold, and once I've got that on the lid as much as I want it, I kind of flip my brush over, and I use that little flat side to kind of wedge into the crease and pull the shadow upward. I use this technique a lot, and I think it's just great for targeting shadow exactly where you want it. So as you can see, I'm kind of lessening the darkness as I get more toward the inside, but keeping it kind of dark out here. And then something I did on the other side is I just really shaped this shadow outward. Like, I practically felt like I was drawing in a bit of an outer V just to get a lot of intensity over here. Then I'm going to take a bare brush and lightly blend over the edge of that. And when you're using, you know, bare full brushes like this, make sure you're not raking all over the entire look, or you'll muddy up that gold and the burgundy. We just want to stay on the edge. And something I did on the other side, and I'm going to do it again, I just take my finger into this gold because, you know, maybe some shadow has detensified the gold just a little bit that we've used around it, and just dab it right there on the kind of inner part of the lid. So pretty. Oh, I love this burgundy and gold combo. When y'all are asking me in the fall for a fall makeup tutorial, come back and watch this because I think I'll be busting this out in the fall quite a bit as well. Then kind of a last step on this part, you know, on the upper part of the eye, I'm going to go back to this shade, this rosy beige, and use my Sigma E36. And I'm just going to really gently blend this color on the edge of the matte burgundy that we blended out. And it just seems to make the blend look even more flawless. And you can take it way down in here. It won't look too dark. But it's a really great little tool to have. And then a lot of times I like to go ahead and do my upper liner because that ends up shaping how my lower liner and the lower part of the eye turns out. So I'm using this Too Faced sketch marker. It's in the shade black. They're packaged just like little pins, and it's just a felt tip liner. And they have all kinds of fun shades. I like the color intensity and I like the staying power. So far, my gripe is just that I wish the tip was a little more flexible. You know, like I've gotten used to that Physicians Formula, that nice little brush tip pen. And the brush tip, I tell you, it makes life so easy because it just kind of lays right in there, right up against the lashes, and you just get the best line. And with this, you know, you gotta work a little harder. I feel like it's just, I'm not quite used to just the standard felt tip anymore. I'm gonna pull my liner just straight out and then come up from the bottom, and I make this little triangle that all you have to do is fill in. And you can say like practice makes perfect with liquid liner, and liquid liners do get easier with time. You know, you just build up a comfort level with them, but you're still gonna have those days even if you've been using makeup for I don't care how many years. You're gonna have those days where you struggle with the liner or getting the same wing on each side, because that still happens to me. Then I decided I would do a nice dark rich brown in my lower waterline, so I'm using my Smashbox Always Sharp liner, and this is in the shade Sumatra. It lays into that waterline so effortlessly, and it's also nice for a little smudge. And then I'm gonna go back to my darkest shade in the palette with an angled brush. That's this matte burgundy, and as I often like to do, I just love the way this looks, love the way it finishes the look. I'm going up under the wing, getting a little bit of that burgundy there, and then just kind of taking whatever's left and pulling it in. And then a little extra thing that I did to make it even more smudgy, smoky on the lower lash line is I took this more shimmery burgundy and I just kind of went right over everything. You know, very same tone as the other shade, just something about the shimmer and it makes it a little less intense. Next up, I am going to curl my eyelashes. And I know I often fast forward through this a bit, but I generally hold it on my lashes for about 15 seconds. And today I'm using my IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara sample, which I was really impressed with. If you saw my IT Cosmetics Superhero palette review, I referenced that. Kind of helps the curl of my lashes hang with the curl of the false lashes. And I'll go ahead and do my lower lash mascara, which is my CoverGirl Clump Crusher Water Resistant. Quick coat of that. And then lastly, the false lashes I'm using are my Huda Beauty Samantha lashes. So I'll pop those on and I'll be right back. Okay, eye look is done. Now we're gonna use the cheek side of the palette. And I gotta say, I am a little surprised that they didn't put in like a warmer colored, like more peachy blush, just looking at all the warmth that's happening with the shadow selection, but it's cool. This is a really pretty shade. It is very pigmented. It's like kind of a rosy mauve color. So I'm going to dip into that. I'm using my Milani blush brush. It does not take much product, so beware. And I'm just going to blend this right here on the kind of the outside of the apple of my cheek. And this shade is totally matte, which I appreciate because they've included not one but two highlights in there with it. So it's nice to, you know, kind of be able to go with the matte cheek if you so desire. And then I will show you the difference in these two highlights. You can see one has a little bit more of a pinky tone. One is kind of just a white, shimmery, very basic highlight. Both are super pigmented, but I'm gonna go with this very softly. These could also double as shadows too, so don't forget that. I'm gonna start up here on top of the cheekbone, and I like to take it just a little right on top of the apple of the cheek because I think that always makes like your full coverage, your matte makeup look. That's the glow that I think happens right there that really shows to people when they're looking right at your face head on, and it makes everything look like, oh, that's nice skin. And anything left on my brush, I will just take down the nose. For the lips for this look, I am torn because I could see it going rich and deep and dark and looking so great with this eye look, but the nude soft eye could be so beautiful also, and kind of with the shirt I'm wearing, it's got this kind of like nude and black thing going on. I think I kind of want to go nude, so I'm going to go matte, and I'm going to use my Daringly Nude shade from the Maybelline Creamy Matte line, and I have prepped my lips with just a little bit of lip balm, which does help everything feel nice and extra creamy. Not talking about peanut butter here, talking about lipstick. Yeah, this is just a great shade. Love this color. I forgot to finish my face with a little setting spray. I used the Hard Candy Sheer Envy Hydrating Primer Mist. 3 spritzes seems good, and just let it fall right onto the skin, not from too high up, like just go right above your face and it's perfect. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this tutorial was helpful for any of you who might have this palette and you were looking for a little bit of inspiration. I did follow, you know, a format that I really like to use for my eye shape and, you know, the way I like to do my shadow, but feel free to do the kind of look that you like best. I will say I used this taupey shade in one of my recent videos. I had a lot of questions about the eye look. It was in the nude lip, drugstore nude lips video. I had used this shade, this color, I think this, just a little bit of the burgundy to deepen up the crease, but there was a lot of the taupe happening. That look being more on the cool side, and this look with all the goldeny warmth, there's a big difference. So I think there is quite a spectrum of what you can create with this palette. And then, you know, it's great to have the blushes and the highlights in there too. So I think that about covers it. Oh, I was gonna tell you, that's all I gotta say is like, I'm gonna wrap this up and then the next thought comes into my head. But the foundation, concealer, everything that I had on my face like before starting the eye look, that's basically the routine that I had on in the Ultimate Full Coverage video. So that Urban Decay All Nighter foundation, the Tarte Shape Tape concealer, if you want to see how that all applies, I'll refer you to that video. And you know, there's the face, and now here's the eye and lips. So thank you for watching again. I will see you very soon. Bye.